What the hell are you doing? You've been talking about that trip since you were a kid. You've been talking about going away to this country since you were a kid. You've been talking about going to this state since you were a kid. Why haven't you done anything? Why is nothing booked? What is going on? Are you serious about your life? Are you gonna sit there and let the days pass you by for another 5 years? Quarantine was 5 years ago, guys. 5 years. I don't think we really sit there and like, oh God, it's a hair in my face. I don't think we really sit there and like anticipate like just how fast time is going by. It's ridiculous how fast time is going by. 2020 was 5 years ago. We don't got that much longer on this earth, yo. Nah, but in all seriousness though, all of you guys watching this video and all of your loved ones are gonna live long, prosperous lives by the grace of whatever you believe in. But that's not the point. Why have we not booked that trip? Why are we still talking about these trips with our friends and we're not doing anything about it? Now, the thing is with trips is I think trips are always going to be a touchy subject, really, amongst anybody. I feel like it's one of those one things that everyone talks about, from broke people to girls, people battling over custody of their kids. Everyone talks about going away and stepping away from where they came from, whether that's permanently moving or just taking a little week vacation or even a weekend vacation. And like so many people don't do it. And obviously we know that there's circumstantial reasons why people can't take a trip, right? Mostly financial reasons, mental health reasons. Nah, if you get it, you get it. But there's so many things excusing people from taking trips or just getting away from where they're from to just experience something else. And that's okay. Once again, like there's going to be reasons that prevent you from doing that. There's a bunch of circumstances in life that make it harder to do that. Like, for God's sakes, look at the economy that we live in, right? I can't even buy a pair of Raf Simons pants from France anymore because they gonna charge me at $200 at the border on top of my $800, you know? And I'm not trying to get personal here, like, you know, just an example, but everything is hard right now. But yet I see so many people doing stupid, frivolous things with their time and their money and ignoring the child in them that just wanted to go see something else. I've never seen so many people with money talking about wanting to go places, and yet they're taking girls out on dates and not cracking. They're fucking going out drinking every weekend, putting their time and money into a bunch of things that they're not obligated to do but drain their pockets and their time, while neglecting that they want to go somewhere, they want to take a trip somewhere. Like, why are people with money not traveling? It just does not make any sense to me. And everyone talks about traveling, and yet people just don't do it. Hey, once again, I'm not saying that I speak for everyone when I'm saying this. Obviously, you're gonna meet a bunch of people that travel all the time. But like, I don't know if it's just the people that I talk to, but I'm tired of hearing about trips. We're gonna go here. Let's go to DR. Let's go to Thailand to see the lady boy. Like, bro, book the trip. What are we waiting? Book the trip. What is stopping you? If you guys don't know, I mentioned it in my first video on this channel. I recently got back from Japan and it was an amazing trip. Obviously, I don't want to get into the details of what happened on that trip. Not that anything traumatic happened. I don't know why I said it like that. But, you know, obviously I want to make other videos regarding the subject. And Japan is a place that I personally wanted to go since I was a kid. Yes, I used to be a weeb. Yes, most of my childhood crushes were cartoon characters rather than real women. And yes, I'm not shying away from any of that shit. I don't give a fuck. I went to Japan, you didn't. You know, if you're hating. You know, obviously, some of y'all probably did. But the point is, I always told myself, like, yo, this is the first major country that I want to go to. This is the one, right? I was always infatuated with the culture. I was always infatuated with the way that they carried themselves. I wanted to go taste that food. Like, have you guys had Japanese food? It's pretty fucking amazing. In shitty New York City, it can still be amazing. So imagine it like at the actual country. Like, you know, I wanted to visit this country since I was a kid. But then you get older, right? Responsibilities start to stack up on you, you know, which kind of sucks, but you're making more money. You're in a relationship that you hate. You hate your partner. You rather sleep outside on the couch than lay up in bed with them. But at least you have the freedom to like buy the cinnamon toast crunch that you wanted that your mom wouldn't let you have because you ain't finished the other box of cereal. You know, like, it's a give and take situation. We lose a lot as adults, but we gain so much freedom. But I think in the action of trying to cope with everyday life, we forget that we really have so much autonomy now. And I feel like that's the thing that kind of prevents people from doing things. I think a lot of the foundation of how we think derives from the fact that we were kids that had no freedom, no resources, or the overall autonomy to just do whatever we wanted to. Yeah, I wanted to go to Japan as a kid. If I didn't have to deal with my mom saying like, yeah, you're not old enough to travel to this country, and also the limitations of being a broke ass kid, I would have went. And I feel like a lot of that carries over into adulthood. We kind of just have this idea with a lot of things that like, yo, one day this is gonna happen. One day this is gonna happen. Even when we were talking about our dream jobs as a kid, like, yeah, I want to be a cop one day. I want to be a content creator one day. I want to be an actor one day. I'm not going to say this for everybody, but for most people, we kind of just say what we want out of life without actually thinking about the steps that it takes to get there. And that's the beauty of fantasization, right? As kids, we had no choice but to do that all day. We didn't have the freedom to make anything happen. But now we have that freedom. So why are we, like, what are we doing? So what's the excuse now? Oh, you know, life been kicking my ass. Oh yeah, okay, cool. But you're gonna get up the next day anyway and go smoke that spliff. Oh, you know, like the bills came up or whatever. You're still gonna go out and spend $200 on dinner trying to impress some girl. Oh, you know, like I'm gonna be busy. I don't know what's gonna happen next year. You don't even know what's gonna happen tomorrow. Like, you know, we make so many excuses when we could just be doing. And I think a lot of that carries over from that childhood innocence of not being able to do anything. We don't, like, we're adults now. Book the trip. Like, what are we doing? Back to the Japan trip though, right? Leading up to the trip, and especially now that I went and I've had the experience that I did, I ponder a lot on how the trip was actually planned. What basically happened was, you know, those 3 a.m. conversations that you have with your friends are like, yo, we need to do this, we need to do this, we need to go here, we need to be, yo, like this girl would be so fire to be with. Like, yeah, we got, like, you know, just talking about where you guys want to be in life, things that you want to do, where you guys want to travel to. And a lot of these conversations happen theoretically, and, you know, there's multiple reasons why that's probably the case, but that's just the reality, is they happen theoretically. And one of my good friends butted in, and he's just like, yo, bro, my nigga, what are we doing, bro? Like, he kind of does talk like he talks kind of funny, like he drags his words. So I'm gonna imitate him. Hopefully he finds this funny. He was like, bro, like, what are we really doing? At the end of the day, I know this trip is not gonna happen. Y'all niggas just be sitting here talking about it, and we're not actually gonna do anything about it. Like, what are we gonna do? Like, are we going to Japan or not? We're just gonna sit there and talk about it all day? Now, you know when you're a kid and you're on the playground and someone cuts your ass or says some like crazy shit to you, bakes you, or says some disrespectful shit, and they don't really hit you until like 2 minutes later, a minute later, and then you start getting offended to the point where like you're actually willing to take some sort of action out of sheer impulse. For some reason, him saying that to me, it kind of got me upset. It's like, bro, you don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. You don't have the audacity to tell me that you don't think I'm serious about going on this trip. Now, to be 100% honest, in that very moment, he was right. I had zero intentions of actually taking action on anything. Japan was always a theoretical. Until I realized two things. I was like, bro, for one, there's deadass really nothing stopping me from going, especially if we plan this for a later date. And it was also just like, bro, like, don't tell me that, oh, you don't think I'm serious, nigga. Now I'm actually go and fucking do it. So, in a lot of regards, the only thing that inspired me to do the one thing that I knew that I wanted to do since I was a kid was my ego being bashed by my friend. And I'm grateful for that interaction. I'm grateful for that friend saying what he did, because otherwise I don't think I would have done what I did and go to Japan. But what that moment really made me realize was just how much imaginary shit that's keeping us from achieving our goals. I knew I wanted to go to Japan, but I didn't actually take the initiative to book the trip or do anything about it or plan it until this nigga basically tried to call my bluff. What is really stopping us from doing anything we want to do? From that moment on, I kind of just knew, like, okay, like, this has to happen. I already talked about it with my friends. I said, yo, we set the date. We said, yo, March 2025, we're going to Japan. It's over. That ended up getting pushed back to October. So, still this month, this shit should definitely be uploaded. Oh, it feels so good to say, like, oh yeah, this should be uploaded this month and actually be able to stand on that. Oh man, God bless. But yeah, now it's like, this is happening. We had 2 years to prepare and it happened. And once again, I'm just grateful for that interaction. My overall point is, bro, just do it. We need to stop having this thought of like, okay, one day it'll happen. One day this will happen. One day I'm going to get this job. One day I'm going to be an actor. One day I'm going to be a model. One day I'm going to have $1 million. Like, bro, it doesn't work like that. It's not like a video game where you just spawn in and you're just going to be at a different, like, in GTA 5 where you change your character and then they're doing some random shit. Like, it's not, life isn't like that. If you do not take the initiative to do the things that you say you want to do, it will not happen. No one is coming to save you unless you are a rich nepotistic kid, and you got that going on for you, or an attractive girl that has a dude to just, do shit like that for you. Most of the time, like, bro, like, it's not going to happen for you. It's not gonna, that one day shit, or like, one day I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna be a YouTuber, and you never pick up a camera. One day I'm gonna go to Tokyo, and then you never book the trip. One day. Like, none of it is going to do itself. It starts with you. Nobody is coming to save you. No one cares about it more than you do. And even you don't demonstrate that you care about it that much because you're not doing anything. So let me ask you a question now. How much do you really want it? Right? I'm not even going to ask you guys to spend $1 out of your money. Right? I'm not going to ask you guys to actually go out of your way to book anything. I'm not even telling you guys to go look at a hotel after this. But I do challenge you guys to do this. Set a date and just tell yourself, this is when I'm going to go here. Obviously, if there's nothing realistically holding you back. I never even had a real job in my life. Anything could have happened between when I made those plans and now, to where, like, I couldn't go. But I stood on it. So set a date for yourself. It could be next year. Just, it depends on how realistic it is based upon your specific situation, obviously. Pick a date and say, this is when I'm going to go here. It could be anywhere. Washington, D.C. to goddamn New Delhi, India. Like, just say, this is when I'm going to go here. And then just stand on it. Make it happen. All that money that you were going to put into doing trivial things, buying those sneakers, buying those jeans, the random time that, I don't know, one of your dogs got sick or something and you had to spend money to go fix them up, like, just put that aside on a vacation fund, build up to that, and then go to where it is you say that you want to go. It's really that simple. That's the only way that it's going to happen. I'm sorry to tell you guys that. That's it. Oh, and also, yo, like, it's cool to go places with friends. Amazing. Like, I think that adds a whole another layer of just excellence to anything that you do. Like, it's one thing to be rich. It's one thing to be rich with your friends. It's one thing to go traveling. It's another thing to go traveling with your friends. I'm not bashing that at all, but, like, bro, regardless of whether your friends are going or not, bro, just go. Go. You know how many people were planned to go on my Japan trip originally? I think anywhere from 10 to 11 people. Now, I'm glad that didn't happen because I think that would have been very fucking stressful and just ridiculous of a situation. And I think the more that you add, the more likely things are to go wrong. So I'm glad that didn't happen. But, yo, you guys want to know how many people actually ended up coming to Japan with me? 4 people, including me. 4 people. I lost a lot of fucking soldiers on the way. You can't rely on people. You know what's funny too? Right, and this is no offense to this friend, but Remember how I just told you guys that the reason that I booked the trip was because the one friend was basically saying like, oh yeah, we're not going on that trip anyway. Like, you guys, I don't even believe in you guys. You guys are, I'm calling cap. He didn't even end up going on the trip. And I'm not trying to bash him in any way or whatever. He had his own personal reasons that were very respectable, and I respected him because he told me long in advance that it wasn't going to happen, unlike some people in my life. But he didn't even end up going on that trip. It was never even about him. Like, bro, it was just about taking the action towards doing it. Book the trip. How many times do I gotta say it in the video, y'all? Book the trip. But yeah, like I was saying about groups, like, yeah, I know it's cool to have friends around or whatever, bro, but like, if your friends aren't serious or your friends can't commit to anything, fuck them, bro. Just go solo traveling, do it by yourself. Obviously within reason. I don't think you should be like a 4'11" woman that walks around with your boobs hanging out in certain third world countries. Like, I'm just gonna be honest, like, a lot could probably go wrong there. But within reason, bro, just like, don't be afraid to do shit by yourself and commit to things without those people, bro. Because the thing about trips and traveling as well that I really like, but lead to a lot of mishaps happening, is that trips are one of those things where it reveals the truth about a lot of people that you deal with in many different ways. You can't lie about things. It's not about who says they can do it. It's not about the idea of, I'm this type of person and I'm going to do this and I'm committed to this. It's either you do it or you don't. The real gonna ride and the fake gonna divide. If you're this person that has all types of money or whatever, you don't really know about that one friend that just gets money out of his ass or whatever and like just appears to live this beautiful life. Like, the reality is, if they actually have money, they will be on that trip with you. If they're serious about their lives, they will be on that trip with you. Now, once again, there are a lot of one-off situations to make it to where, like, you know, I think not going on a trip doesn't say that you're a shitty person or you don't have money. But like, I'm telling you, it's gonna show you a lot about who you really call your friends. Some people are gonna not be able to go on the trip and get offended. Why? Not because of anything you did, but they're dissatisfied with their own situation and they feel a sense of insecurity about the fact that you're about to do something that they can't, and then you guys just fall out. Like, it's a bunch of shit. It's a bunch of shit. There's no faking things on a trip. Even when you actually get to the trip, right? When you actually have to get through the hard part of booking everything and planning everything. In a lot of regards, you don't know people truly until you actually live with them or you're across the world with them. All this shit about, oh, who's the confident friend? Who's the leader? Who's the person that's actually willing to do certain things? Who's the fun friend? Like, that's gonna be on display. You're gonna learn a lot about yourself. You're gonna learn a lot about who you are. You're gonna learn a lot about who your friends are. Again, it's beautiful. It's truly a spiritual and blessed experience all around. But if you feel like you have to do it with your friends, get that thought out of your head, man. You gotta do it for you. Battery in your back should already be at 100%. And everyone that you add on to that is just an extra battery. You can't be at 40% and your friend is at another 40% and now y'all at 80%. Like, nah, bro. Tell yourself, like, I'm gonna go on this trip by myself if I have to. And then whoever wants to tag along, tag along. It also makes it to where if every single person decides to fucking bait on you and not go on the trip, guess what? You were self-sufficient to begin with. It's not gonna hurt you. It's not gonna be one of those things where like, damn, now I gotta spend more money. Like, nah, bro. Put your faith in yourself first. And I know it's sad in a lot of ways. It's like, damn, like my friends are such good people. I want to go on a trip with them. But like, yo, you taking the initiative to go on that solo trip or that trip with one other person will put a battery in their back to realize like, yo, this person did it. They're from my hometown. This person did it and I talk to them every day. Why can't I do it? And then you'll have them on that next trip because they'll actually be inspired by the fact that you stood on something that you said you were going to do. It'll give you a whole new layer of respect. There's just so many upsides to trips that, like, I didn't even tell you guys about anything that happened on the trip yet. And I'm already giving you guys so much game about self-discovery and just all the beautiful things that can accumulate. Bad things sometimes, but beautiful things that can accumulate through just booking that trip. So, that being said, y'all, what's stopping you guys? No one's gonna do it for you. Your parents barely even care about you anymore, bro. Just book that fucking trip. That being said, I'm out.